Hi everyone, so for today's video I'll be showing you how to create this half double crochet ribbing. I have here a swatch in 15 stitches, so this is the length vertically. It was just made with a 3.75 millimeter hook. And I also have another swatch in the same stitches, which is 15 stitches, but I've used bigger because I used a larger hook, which is 5.5 millimeters. For this tutorial, I'm going to use this 4-ply individual yarn, 100% acrylic, and a 3.75 millimeter hook. To begin, we're going to create our slip knot. This is how I create my slip knot, and then we're going to chain 24 plus 2, so we're going to have 25 stitches in total, but we're going to chain our foundation chains with 24 stitches plus 2 because the plus 2 would be our first stitch. The number of stitches for your foundation chains could be an odd or even number depending on how wide or how long your ribbing would be. So you can crochet it up to that length, and then you have to add plus 2 because that plus 2 would be your first stitch for that particular row. Let's count our chains or our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we have 24 in total, and then we're going to crochet 2 more because this is going to be our first stitch, and then we're going to create our first half double crochet. So we're going to twist a little bit of our chains to reveal the bumpy side at the back. We're going to insert our hook there. So skip the 2 chains that we added, and then we're going to yarn over once and insert on the 3rd chain from the hook on that bump at the back. Then yarn over once, and then we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over once and pull through 3 loops. So we have our first half double crochet. And then again, yarn over once, insert on the bump at the back, and then we have 3 loops in the hook, yarn over once and pull through 3 loops. So we're just going to repeat the process until we reach the very end of our stitches. We will be inserting our hook in each of the bump at the back, creating a half double crochet in each until we reach at the very end. I know inserting the hook at the back of the foundation chains would be a challenge, but I'm sure you would be able to make it through. See here, I'm using the lip instead of the head of the hook and poking through the stitches because the stitches are too tight, and I have a blunt head or the point end of the head. So it's a good thing if you have quite a sharp lip of a hook. And now I am at the very end of the stitch, so I'm going to create my final half double crochet for this row. And then you can tighten the chains by pulling the tail end. So let's count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we have 25 stitches in all. Now for the next row or row 2, we're going to chain 2, and we are going to turn our work on our side, and then we're going to yarn over once and insert our hook on the very first chain right after the 2 chains. But we're going to insert a hook at the back loop of the chains. So the back loop is this one. So you have to see your chains in this way, and then we are going to create our first half double crochet. And the next, still at the back loop, we're going to create our another half double crochet at the back loop of the chain. So we're going to insert our hook here, and then we're going to create our half double crochet. So we're going to repeat the process until we reach the very end of our row. So basically, we would be creating our half double crochet in each of the stitches by inserting our hook at the back loops only until we reach the very end. Now we're here at the last two stitches, so we're going to create our half double crochet, and then now we're at the last or the final stitch. So we're going to insert our hook on both loops of the stitch, the front and the back loop for this part. At the very end here, so we're going to insert our hook on both of the loops of the chain, front and back. The final chain is actually the second chain from the beginning stitch that we made from the previous row. And for the next row, it's just the same. We're going to chain 2, turn our work on our side, and then insert our hook at the back loop of the first chain. We're just going to repeat the process, and then we will be adding a lot more rows according to the length of the ribbing that you would want. But you just have to bear in mind that at the very end of the row or each row, you're going to insert at both the back loops and the front loops of the stitch, just like here. So this is the very end, the final stitch. So we're inserting the hook both the front and the back loops. To maintain the width of your ribbing, you need to count the number of stitches after you make that particular row. So if 25 number of stitch when you have started, so you must end with the same number of stitch. And another tip so that you will not get lost on where is your final stitch. So every time you created your 2 chains at the beginning of each row, you can insert a stitch holder or stitch marker there, because that would be the final stitch for the following row. So you can use this ribbing as the edging of a sweater or the brim of a beanie or a slouchie. This is very good and very stretchy. Or a band for a crop top or tank top, or even a waistband for shorts or skirts. This would be good. And that is how I created my half double crochet ribbing. Thank you, and God bless everyone.